Hello, I am AcerbusSigil. Now I know normally I have some Pokemon content, there's some video game related content, but I want to branch off from that a little bit today, because I got a little bit of art, a little bit of an art upload I wanted to try out. Got myself a time lapse of a big drawing I drew, and I want to test the waters, kind of put out the content of me, kind of showing the time lapse and me going over the general process of me doing the time lapse and my thought process throughout it. Just to see it, just to go for it, see how it goes. So, yeah, let's just jump right into it. So here is the drawing in question. These are characters for a project I'm working on in the background that I've been a little hush-hush on, but essentially I wanted to draw these characters in as close as I can possibly get to the art style of the Jujutsu Kaisen anime, and I thought for fun I'd draw them in the outfits. And so let's just hop into the time lapse. So starting off, I started with the character in the middle, and I wasn't exactly sure what pose I wanted to go for, but once I kind of blocked it in, I was like, wait, I think that's the one. I'm definitely going with that one. And so I blocked it in, moved on to the next one real quick, put in the sketches real quick. For this one, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do for the hair, so I kind of went through it a few different times and finally settled on kind of like a short hair, and then like in the back, like a kind of long braid. And then from there, I moved on to the next character, and from there, I knew I wanted to have this character kind of on the lower section, and I had two characters for the higher section. This one up here, the hand I had a little bit of trouble with because I wasn't sure how exactly I wanted to have the hand, but I feel like what I settled on was fine. And then from here, did not at all go with that original pose. Originally I was like, alright, I'll have him looking away and look disinterested, but I was like, a little boring. So then I went back in and I started applying the clothes, the Jujutsu Kaisen style clothes, onto each of the characters. So that way I can kind of better fix the perspective on the arm in the front there with the sword. Then worked on the hand a little bit and the blade itself. Then from there I went to this one, and I'm like, alright, well I kind of like how Nobara has the jacket open sometimes, so I kind of went with that one for this character. I think it looked pretty well. And then next up I went up there for that character, and I still wasn't exactly sure with the pose and the proportions, so I kind of fixed that up a little bit and then went in and added the clothes. Then for the next one, I was like, alright, changing the pose entirely, and you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna give him the Gojo fit. Why not? Like, I see an excuse to give somebody the Gojo fit, so I just went for it. I went for a more like a cocky look to his face. Tried to have him like holding the pocket watch while also pointing. I did the best I could there. And once I got that doll done and settled, I was good to go in and go for the line art. So I was having a little bit of trouble of how I wanted to do the sword, but I just kind of went whole hog and just went straight for it. Went right up to the face, started going in there, adjusting that a little bit. It was a little hard to kind of like disconnect myself from my art style because there were certain things I caught myself wanting to do, and I looked at my references and I'm like, it doesn't really seem like they would do that in the art style, so I had to like back off of my normal stuff for a bit. Then once I went in, I tried to shade it in their style. Again, it was a little difficult because like once you have that muscle memory of how you want to draw and you have an idea in your head about how you normally draw, it was a little hard for me to break away. But once I kind of like stepped back, I'm like, okay, we're not doing my art style, we're trying out the Jujutsu Kaisen art style. And once I got that into my head, it was like, okay, once I'm done with this first character here, we're all good, we're all set, we can just hit the ground running from there. And honestly, I really like how this one came out. I could have done a little bit better on the sword, but I mean, they didn't really do shading on weapons too much. And then I went back and I changed the color of the lighting because the lighting color didn't exactly match what I was going for. And then I moved on to the next character over here, and I really like how her kind of outfit came out with the color and all that. The eyes. I was about to do my normal art style of eyes, but then I was like, wait, I gotta stay true to the Jujutsu Kaisen art style, and I really like how it came out. And before I did more shading on anyone else, I went in and I went to do line art and coloring on the other characters. On this character here, this one was actually surprisingly easy because I have her kind of to the side and kind of covered and reserved, hiding in the background, so it was real easy to apply colors in line art. Same for this one. This one was kind of easy too because he's just got a simple pose. But this one though, this one took a bit. A lot of lines. I was still having trouble with the posing of the hand, and I was trying to like comprehend what hand position I was originally going for because I didn't do all of this in one sitting. Then I went back, I applied a little more light, came here, added some shading. I really like how the outfit came out with this one and the shading on this one. And then I don't think it's gonna zoom in, but I like got real all up into the eye to like kind of shade up and kind of mess with the eye a little bit because like I really like how they do Gojo's eye, and I'm like, all right, I'll do this on this character. And it took a lot of layers, a decent amount. They're a little hard to see from the recording. I'll try and like zoom in and post it. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. It's hard to tell the detailing that's going on in there, but like you can kind of see it changing a little bit there. I did my best to add a lot of detail. I think it was about like 9 or 10 layers or something crazy like that. It was some crazy amount of different shading and lighting I had going on in the eye. And then for the next one, this one, same with the line art and the coloring. You know, kind of a simple pose and kind of off to the side, so it was real easy to go in and hit this one with some shading and lighting. And nothing too crazy with the eyes except like multiple different colored eyes. But once I was done with this one, I kind of stopped with the graying out the characters to shade and color them with the lighting. I was just raw, just going for it with the colors on, and if I needed to, I would turn off the color, but it doesn't really appear in the recording too much because I didn't really like do it a lot. Oh wait, there we go. Proved myself wrong right there. And then I ended off with this one because, you know, you got to save the best designs for last. And as I was doing this one, there's a little bit of shading that I feel like spills over and looks a little weird that I didn't realize until like after I go back in and make a few more adjustments, and then I go back at the end and I adjust it. And then I wanted to kind of give it like a look of just like cloudy and in the clouds, and add a little bit of like the red from the Jujutsu Kaisen poster that I got in my room. And yeah, that's how it went. I'd say it went pretty well. This was a fun project to work on, and hope you enjoyed the video. You know, I wanted to try something new with some content. I draw a lot, but I have trouble finding a way to like integrate that into my YouTube and all that, because it's mostly like I just do the art, I drop it, and then I disappear and work on more art, so I don't really upload too much. And you know what? I feel like time lapses are a good way to kind of hit both. I upload the art, I make some content about the art, and then I can tell you my process, what I was thinking, what I was going through, so that way if you like to draw, you get to see someone else's art perspective, or if you don't draw yourself but you like seeing people's processes, here you go. Anyways, I'll see you later. You have yourselves a good one.